Why two good incomes still don't feel like enough. Let me start with a situation that might sound familiar. Two adults, both working full-time, both educated, both doing what they were told was the right path. Together, they earn good money. On paper, they're doing better than most people. They should feel comfortable. They should feel secure. They should feel like money problems are behind them. But instead, they feel stressed. Savings are thin. Unexpected expenses cause anxiety. A car repair or medical bill goes on a credit card. Every month feels tight, even though the income looks high. And the most confusing part is this. They didn't mess up. They didn't make reckless choices. They didn't waste money on luxury lifestyles. They followed the rules. So why does it still feel like they're barely holding things together? The story we were all told. For a long time, we've been taught one simple idea. Two incomes are better than one. It sounds logical. If one income can support a household, then two incomes should make life easy. More money should mean more savings, less stress, more freedom. That's what most people expect. But for millions of households, that's not what's happening. And the reason isn't laziness or bad budgeting. It's something much quieter. The hidden shift nobody talks about. When two-income households became normal, something changed. Not overnight, not loudly, but slowly and consistently. Prices adjusted. Housing prices rose. Childcare became a major expense. Healthcare costs exploded. Education became more expensive. The cost of a normal life quietly grew to match two incomes. So instead of one income covering basics, the second income adding security, we ended up with both incomes required just to survive. That's the key shift most people don't notice. How things used to work, simply explained. In the past, many families lived on one income. That income usually covered housing, food, transportation, basic needs. It wasn't luxury living, but it worked. And there was something incredibly important they had. A backup plan. If the working person lost their job or got sick, the other adult could step in and earn income. That second income wasn't being used every month. It was sitting in reserve. That reserve was security. What changed in modern households? Today, most households use both incomes from the start. Both paychecks are already spoken for. Mortgage, childcare, cars, insurance, utilities. There is no unused income. The backup plan is already active just to keep things running. That means there's no margin, no flexibility, there's no breathing room. Everything works as long as nothing goes wrong. And real life always includes something going wrong. Where the second income actually goes. Let's break this down in a very simple way. When a second person works, people imagine that entire paycheck going into savings. But that's not how it usually plays out. Here, where that second income often goes. One, taxes. The second income is often taxed more heavily. A noticeable portion disappears before it ever reaches your bank account. 2, childcare. If both parents work, childcare becomes unavoidable. For many families, this alone consumes a huge part of the second income. 3, transportation. 2 jobs usually mean 2 commutes, more fuel, more car maintenance, sometimes a second car. These costs add up quietly. 4, convenience spending. When everyone is exhausted, more takeout, more delivery, less cooking, more paid services. Not because people are careless, but because time and energy are limited. By the end of all this, the second income often contributes far less than expected. Sometimes it barely adds anything at all. The psychological trap. Here where things get dangerous. Even if the second income doesn't add much real value, people still build their lifestyle around the combined number. They think, we make this much so we can afford this. Banks approve mortgages based on 2 incomes. Car dealerships sell payments based on 2 incomes. Budgets are built assuming both paychecks will always exist. But life doesn't work that way. Why this creates constant stress? When your household needs 2 incomes to function, one layoff becomes a crisis. One illness becomes overwhelming. One family emergency can break everything. That's why people with good incomes still feel anxious. They're not irresponsible. They're operating at full capacity with no backup. Just like a machine running at 100% all the time, it works until it suddenly doesn't. The real problem isn't income. This is the most important idea in this entire video. The problem isn't how much you earn. The problem is how much flexibility you have. A household earning less, but with margin often feels safer than a household earning more with no margin. Security comes from options, reserves, the ability to adapt, not just from income. A better way to think about money. This doesn't mean one partner must quit working. It means changing the foundation of how you build your life. A safer mindset looks like this. Try to structure your essential expenses so one income could cover them. Treat the second income as a bonus, not a requirement. That doesn't mean life would be perfect on one income. It means life would be survivable. And survivability is powerful. What this looks like in real life. In practice, this often means choosing housing that's slightly more modest, avoiding the maximum loan a bank will approve, being cautious with fixed monthly payments, saving aggressively while 2 incomes exist. It might not look impressive from the outside, but it builds something far more valuable than appearances. It builds resilience. Why this approach works over time. When you do this consistently, something changes. Savings grow. Investments start compounding. Emergencies stop feeling catastrophic. Suddenly, one income loss doesn't mean disaster. One partner can step back if needed. Decisions are made from choice, not fear. That's what people thought 2 incomes would give them in the first place. This approach actually delivers it. The trade-off most people miss. Yes, this approach requires short-term sacrifice. It might mean driving past houses you could technically afford, not upgrading as fast as others, saying no to some lifestyle inflation. But what you gain is freedom. Freedom to adapt. Freedom to choose. Freedom from constant financial pressure. A simple reframe. Think about money like shock absorbers on a car. The goal isn't to drive faster. The goal is to handle bumps without braking. Many modern households drive fast financially, but with no suspension. Everything feels fine on a smooth road. Then one bump hits and the damage is immediate. Final thought. 2 incomes aren't bad. The problem starts when every dollar from both incomes is already spent before it arrives. The families that feel the most secure aren't always the highest earners. They're the ones who kept margin, avoided overcommitment, protected flexibility. Money isn't just about earning. It's about building a life that can handle real life. Once you understand that, a lot of confusion suddenly makes sense.